Do, do, do. Okay, so as of right now, we are previewing Daytona. Okay, so Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won the Daytona 500, which honestly is weird. Um, so we are, and also history was made. Brad Doherty became the first African American car owner to win the Daytona 500. Also, Jody Scheckter, I think I'm saying that right, was the first female or second female owner to win the 500. And then then other notables, Riley Herbst in his Cup Series debut finished 10th. Travis Pastrana finished 11th. Zane Smith finished 13th. And Cody Ware ended up finishing in 14th. And then on 18th back, pretty much a lot of drivers involved in accidents. Ty Dillon had an engine issue. Ryan Blaney, pretty much in a totaled car, ended up finishing 8th. That's pretty impressive. You have Chris Buescher in 4th, Christopher Bell in 3rd, Alex Bowman in 5th, AJ Allmendinger 6th, Daniel Suarez 7th, Ross Chastain in 9th, and then Joey Logano in 2nd. Now we go to the Xfinity Series, where Austin Hill won for the second time in a row. John Hunter Nemechek finished 2nd. Justin Allgaier, Parker Ratzliff in a Jordan Anderson racing Chevy ended up finishing 4th. That's pretty impressive. Then Myatt Snyder driving part-time for JGR. Joe Graf Jr. in 7th. And then Ryan Sieg in 9th. He never can seem to close the deal. Ever. Not at all. And people are wondering when that time will come. Probably will come this year. And then Jeb Burton in 11th. Stefan Parsons in 13th. And then you had Sam Mayer, who obviously wasn't an accident. The downfall of just excuse me for a Okay, so just anyway, what we were doing is okay, so we were got Parker Chase in 16th, Josh Williams in 15th. But during the end, all four of the junior motorsports cars running 2, 3, 4, and 5. They easily could have gone for the win and pretty much left Austin Hill to dry. So that pretty much was probably the worst of the Xfinity race. And then, of course, Sam Mayer getting upside down on his roof. Then, of course, he had Jesse Uigi. Why does he even bother? Like, seriously, he's like the Derek Cope of the Xfinity series. So obviously, Zane Smith won again. This race was shortened though due to rain. Then you have Tanner Gray in second, Christian Eckes, Colby Howard in fourth, Ty Majeski, Tyler Ingram, Corey Heim, Matt Crafton, and Chase Elliott, who is subbing for Jake Garcia, who will not turn 18 until 2 weeks from now. So, and Jay White finished 15th in the Celsius Toyota. Travis Pastrana finished 13th. And then Haley Deegan, I don't get it. She just can't seem to catch a break. Ends up getting involved in an accident, finishes 35th. So now, flying to the elephant in the room, and I don't agree with this. I think it's just pretty stupid. This is the last time they'll race on the 2-mile oval before it's converted to a short track. And honestly, I have to say it's pretty dumb. Why ruin something great? And you know that these next gen cars race really well on a 1.5 mile oval. So why change that? The short track product was terrible last year. I don't know if we'll see that again. Now, one thing that was revealed today was the Tyler Reddick Unleash the Beast Monster Energy car. And I can easily say it's one of the worst of the year. It's terrible. I mean, no effort put in at all. Not at all. So, definitely in the Brad Keselowski and the Castro Edge car, that one's really well. So, and Joe Graf Jr. will be in the 19 this week. Other news, North Wilkesboro Speedway renovations will continue in preparation for the NASCAR All-Star Week. So that's, and then Ralph's the Daytona 500 champion, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will be featured. Worth will be sponsoring the NASCAR Cup race at Dover. And Michael Roker, many of you may not know who he is, but he actually played Rowdy Burns in I think he's the one who played Rowdy Burns. Yes, he did play Rowdy Burns. So he will be the Grand Marshal. And then Kyle Larson is the favorite to win the Pala Casino 400 at Auto Club. Last year, he had a very disappointing season. Now we go into the odds here. You have Chase Elliott at plus 700, Denny Hamlin at plus 800, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, all at a plus 1,000. And then Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., William Byron, and Ross Chastain, all at 1,200 plus 1,200. Also, so we have so KSDT CPA will sponsor Bailey Curry in 5 races. Northwest Machinery is sponsoring Greg Golden. And then Poppy Bank will reunite with Daniel Hemrick. And then Costa Oil is partners with Ryan Ellis and Alpha Prime. You have Gear Wrenched, which will sponsor Tyler Reddick and Sam Hunt in 3 races. And then MBM Motorsports will scale back to 1 car and has no plans on running the Cup Series. Okay, how do I get rid of this? And I want to get rid of this. How? Just excuse me for a second. Okay, so we okay, I'm gonna start over actually. All right. Please ignore the stupid this thing here. Actually, I'm gonna disable Twitch. Okay, I'm currently having some difficulty with our okay, so we are just having some difficulty with our thing. Anyway, so also we are getting to Parker Kligerman and Jeffrey Earnhardt actually argued after the race. The Xfinity Series obviously has a week off. James, okay, I did talk about that. Okay, time to get this shit together. There were no penalties issued for Daytona. It was all clean. And then Ty Dillon will be the first car out. Qualified. So we have. Okay, where were we? Sorry, I lost my spot. Okay, so they are on the West Coast Swin, which includes Auto Club, Las Vegas, and Phoenix. So we have the that race. Also, just some fun little things. Okay, so Riley Herbst, this was a tweet by Bob Pockers. Riley Herbst becomes the first rookie or first driver to score top 10 in both Xfinity and Cup Series in the same weekend. The last driver to do it was, of course, Casey Kane. Also, want to send our deep felt condolences to all the families in Colorado Springs after a gay nightclub shooting. Also, NASCAR has definitely suspended NASCAR Truck Series owner Corey Roper for violating the substance abuse policy. He is the owner of the number 04 of Caden Honeycutt and ran some races last year. Also, L.W. Wright has been caught. Not for what he did in NASCAR, but on other related charges. So Eric Eastup was actually a co-host on this. So you want to listen to the whole thing, you can listen to the Scene Vault podcast. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. began his day and his Daytona 500 trophy by going to Waffle House. Okay, so I was saying before, it's the 75th anniversary. So you have Jody Schechter became the second female owner, and then Brad Doherty, who became the first African American owner to win the Daytona 500. Also, I did say that we are going to be previewing IndyCar. And I believe they are back this week. So we have... Okay, they are not. So we're going to skip that. Now, I did say also, it's been a great year for the juniors. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won the Daytona 500. Martin Truex Jr. won the Busch Clash. Also, something cool that I'm doing, I will be doing a video collaboration with another podcast, Left Turn Cult. How this will work out basically is I'll be a guest on their podcast and they'll be a guest on mine. So also, it is rumored that NASCAR in NASCAR Xfinity Series might go to single style lug nuts in 2024. Okay, so I'm trying something new. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna divide the the 42 or 40 finishers, one being a green flag, yellow flag, and then a red flag. So we're gonna do that. Anyway, so obviously we have to start with the first green flag, which is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Kept his car clean, stayed out front all day. Led 10 laps and was third in stage two. And then Joey Logano, Christopher Bell, Chris Buescher, Alex Bowman, AJ Allmendinger, and Daniel Suarez. The first yellow flag will go to Ryan Blaney. I mean, he still had a remarkable day, finishing in eighth. And then, of course, the first red flag goes to Harrison Burton, of course. I mean, just abysmal. Todd Gilliland and Front Row Motorsports, Michael McDowell, they get a red flag. Connor Daly, I'm not surprised there. I thought Jimmy Johnson would do a lot better. He gets a red flag. Austin Dillon obviously got caught up in someone else's stupidity. Eric Jones, Ryan Preece, yellow flags. Red flag is Corey LaJoy. Travis Pastrana, obviously green flag. Ross Chastain. I thought Bubba Wallace would do a lot better considering he's a very good restrictor plate racer, but he got caught up in a last lap crash. Eric Almirola, Brad Keselowski, Austin Cindric. Noah Gragson was running towards the end. He was 2 laps down, though. Same with Ty Gibbs. Harrison Burton was in a wreck. And then Kyle Larson, of course, was in a wreck. Denny Hamlin, definitely a red flag there. Kevin Harvick didn't finish very well. But Kevin Harvick finished 12th. So he obviously gets a yellow flag. And then BJ McLeod, obviously yellow. So that's basically, those drivers pretty much weren't contenders. The other thing I want to address is the amount of merchandise for the Daytona 500 champion, which is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Okay, so a lot of people are complaining about the commercials, but this was an interesting stat. In 2001, 35.5% of the race was under commercial, and they missed 75 laps. Now you go back a decade, at 27% of the green flag laps had commercials, accounted for 54 green flag laps being missed. And then this year, 29% of the green flag laps was up by 10. They missed 78. Green flag laps up slightly. That was at, actually, no. They missed 78 laps in total. 58 laps under the green flag. The commercials jumped from 20 to 23. Now, I have to say this, my generation can be pretty impatient at times. So obviously, I think that's why there is so much complaining about it. Excuse me. So yeah, my generation can be pretty impatient people. So I think that's why we have been getting the complaining about all the commercials. And now Mike Joy actually made an interesting point. They do have to do that because it's on your local Fox or whatever, and that's how they get ad revenue. Basically, the same thing that we would have to do on our YouTube channel to get ad revenue. So anyway, that's basically what what the stats are. Now, I know I'm a millennial, but I do remember you having to put a tape in, get out your VCR, that big bulky VCR, and record the race. Generation Z has it a lot more easier than millennials and boomers and pretty much everybody else. So they have DVRs, digital video recorders. You can even, I don't stream a DVR on like Sling TV, YouTube TV, Fubo. I don't know what else I'm missing, but anyway, I'm old enough to remember that era. So basically, you would have to sit through these commercials. But anyway, that's the stat of the commercials. Lucas Oil will be sponsoring Kyle Busch at Auto Club. Now, I did predict Ricky Stenhouse Jr. to be in the playoffs. I actually was surprised, and I did do a live reaction to this on TikTok, which now has like 800 views. I can't believe that, which is unbelievable. So I'm still in shock about that. Also, a milestone for NASCAR. Their YouTube channel has reached 1 million subscribers. Yes, that is correct. Also, we have to send our thoughts and prayers to people in New Orleans who obviously a lot of people are shot during a parade. So the rundown, this is Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s 10th try to win the Great American Race. He breaks a 199 race winless streak, which is the fourth longest among active drivers. It's the second win for JTG Daughtry Racing in the 47. And it's also been known that it's an underdog car. Richard Brickhouse, or no, not Richard Brickhouse. Ron Bouchard won in the 47. Now, we do have to talk about the absolutely terrible coverage by NASCAR and Fox. Clint Boyer had no enthusiasm coming to the final lap. Thankfully, Mike Joy stepped in because that was just unbelievable. And then I found out after the fact that they actually did mention that thing about Brad Doherty. I thought I was the first to mention it, but guess I was wrong. So the race gets 8.5 lightning bolts. And then the coverage on Fox gets like 3. Well, actually 2. This is Mike Kelly's second career win, I believe, as a crew chief. Now, I thought this would honestly do a lot better, but it didn't. Daytona 500 racing thread. And yes, we are going to have those every week. So if you want to join in, follow us on Facebook. Also, this really aged well. I thought Kyle Busch would win the Daytona 500. I really did. Also, I want to add, my favorite driver as a kid was Jeremy Mayfield. Say what you want about all the stupid things that he's done with the drugs and everything. I don't care. I really don't. He finished third in that race. Third. And nobody talks about it. Bobby Labonte came in second. So, okay, yeah, okay, I have to get situated here. Okay, where was I? I keep forgetting where I am. Sorry about that. Okay, so NASCAR was founded in 1948. Two years before that, the NBA was founded. So that's a pretty cool fact. So we have okay, obvious. I'm not gonna argue with that. Mayfield had ADHD. He actually said that on the Dale Jr. download that he was taking Adderall. So say what you want. I don't care. I remember my mom a long time ago saying that there was a driver who had ADHD. At the time, I didn't think it was Jeremy Mayfield. So, anyway, excuse me. So, anyway, he wasn't. I mean, yeah, Bobby Labonte was Cup Series champion, but still. Okay. So NASCAR does have a lot of West Coast roots. So they have a lot of that. They're almost as deep as they are in the Southeast. And it was pretty much a popularity during the 20th century. Okay. Okay, so we have. I gotta say though, what the underdogs really came in today, earned the Daytona 500. Of course, racing the Daytona 500 is a complete crapshoot because you don't know who's going to win. I mean, Derek Cope is a Daytona 500 champion, Trevor Bayne. There's a lot of underdogs that are basically Daytona 500 champions. Austin Cindric won it as a rookie last year. So yeah, basically, okay, so Huck's Market will be sponsoring Sam Marin 5 races. I must have missed that. So we have, okay, now we're going to get to the picks. For the Xfinity Series, I'm going to pick a second here. I'm going to pick Josh Berry. He has shown that he is really good. And then as an underdog, I'm going to say Joe Graf Jr. Now for the Cup race. I'm actually going to pick Chase Elliott. And then as a dark horse pick, I'm going to pick Ryan Preece. So, obviously, this episode of Lightning Racing is going to be pretty beef. Oh, yeah. Need to get situated. For 2311 Racing did say that they're interested in expanding when the time is right. So I'm going to end Lightning Racing here tonight. I'm so sorry about being all over the place. I need to get some notes put together, and I'm terrible at that. Also, Weather Guard will be the sponsor for the Bristol Dirt Race for the trucks. And then Clark's Pump and Stop sponsored Ben Rhodes at Daytona. And then Road Ranger returned as the primary partner for Ty Majeski. Clay Greenfield said he's hoping for many other attempts. And also, All Pro Visual Partners did, as the official company of ThorSport, will be represented on the number 99 of Ben Rhodes for the 2023 season. Okay, so I want to make sure we've gotten everything that we needed. Ambetter has been named the entitlement sponsor of the NASCAR Xfinity race at New Hampshire. Also, Kyle Busch is back this weekend. So, LA Golf will sponsor him in the number 10 in Auto Club and Las Vegas. And then John Hunter Nemechek will return with Tricon at Las Vegas and Atlanta in the Barry's Bullet car. So, the PBA has announced a actual like pro invitational, kind of like they do with golf. I think that's what they do with golf. Just making sure we didn't miss anything. Okay, so the point standings, it's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with 48, Joey Logano with 52, Chris Buescher with 50, Christopher Bell 44, Alex Bowman 41, and then 16th Kyle Larson. I'm sorry about being all over the place. So auto mirror replacement is going to be joining Spencer Boyd. Okay, so daily free concerts will be part of Dover's triple header weekend. Let's see. I think that about covers it. I'm honestly all over the place, so I will be back on next week. I'm going to try to get this more situated. Sorry about the inconvenience. Anyway, good night, everybody.